discussion. Did you hear what the discussion is? The discussion is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Kamalji, Sip, Rutanu, Sip, Prasad, Sip, Shri, Sip, Mini Air, Atmanand, Sachiv, and Shiva. Sip, Ashwin, Chidanand, Alak, and Krishna. Sip, Jyoti, Samatma, Viresh, and Anil. Sip, Atman and Revati. Sip, Krishnan, Sip, Anil, and Soham. Sarlanand, Harshal, Siji, and Sujata. Sip, Ahem Sip, Sip Premchandji, Sip Anand, Bliss, Sip Gigi, Sukhi, Prakasha, Girishanand, Rumataji, Sip Atman and Surinder, Shiva, Chotwani, Rajanand, and Rekha Parwani. This is a tricky question today, but it's not the question that matters. We are talking about awareness. So don't get carried away. Don't get carried away by the topic because the topic may look like, kya aaj AiR ne kuch puzzle, he's given some puzzle. What is this puzzle? Huh? We are not here to do any puzzle business. We are talking of awareness. Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Interesting. And with that interesting conversation, we have got Sachiv, Siri, Krishna, Atmanand. 4 people on the screen. Let us start. Sachiv.
Salam Guruji.
Yes, sir.
Guruji, moment we have a realization, Niti Niti Tattvamasi, this answer is solved.
How?
Because we know that we are not the mind body, we are enlightened ego, and we are not this, we are that.
No, that's okay. Now you are doing shortcut. Is it possible to be aware that you are aware? Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? You're not answering that part of the question.
So for me, my understanding is only this, Niti Niti Tattvamasi. This is what the answer is.
Okay, I am not disputing your answer. Let's ask Siri. Thank you. Thank you for a good start. Siri, what is? I'm sure you're not going to give answer like Sachiv. You're going to get into the thesis. Yes, Sachiv. Yes, Siri. Tell me. Sachiv, pay attention to Siri now. Yes.
Shubham,
Shiva.
it is not possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware.
Very
Because
good.
if
No?
we are aware means we are in consciousness. And we are not aware that we are aware means we are in the mind state. So
Very good.
only one
Now I am aware. First of all, I am aware that you are aware. Now that I am aware that you are aware, now explain to everybody who is not aware that they are aware. Because many people here, they think that they are aware, that they are not aware that they are aware. That is the problem. So now you explain it in simple words.
So only one thing, if you are aware means you are aware. It is not thing whether I am aware or not. How I will know if I am aware means I am aware. I am in the consciousness state, so I am aware. So it is not
So-
possible that I am not thinking that I am aware. I am not aware. All these things does not arise. Then you are in consciousness when you are aware. If you think in that way, then you are in the mind state. Then only you will think whether you are aware or not aware.
So once again, I'm asking you, is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware?
It is not possible to be aware without being aware that you are. Answer to the question.
Thank you. Let me ask your
One more thing, because that day many people have. I just wanted to share this one. I am very much thankful for being my guru and taking me out of ignorance. That is what I wanted to tell, because we had a call on that day regarding enlightenment. You have a personal. We want a personal guru because I had attended many. I have not made anyone as guru, but I have attended to many big enlightened persons and all. I have heard their talks. I have heard lot of YouTubes. I have directly gone and attended many satsangas, but without having this personal one-to-one, this one, for me, it was impossible. So it has become possible one day after joining this Zoom call.
So it is only because of your hard effort, hard work that you are reached where you are reached.
It's okay. Without
It
a guru, it is not possible. That is what I want to tell. Without the personal touch of a guru, you attend so many classes, you be in so many bhakti and all. I don't think so. Without.
Thank you, Sri. That's the truth. Even for me, if I had not had the grace of the guidance of the Guru has to take us from Guru to Ru. We have no other, there is no other way. I mean, that's why it's called Guru. and we have no option when there is only Google. Sometimes when there's darkness and darkness and darkness. So we have to, with all humility, we have to accept the fact. Thank you, Sri. Thank you, Krishna. Yes, Krishna. And then Siba and Bliko, Meenakshi and Ramananda. Krishna.
Sir Krishnoham.
Krishna.
So what I grasped from this line is, you can be aware with your sense organs, but this is you are talking about the aparokshanubhuti, or in that complete your pure state of awareness. So your question, is it possible to be aware without any awareness? It will be possible only if you don't have any awareness of your body, mind, ego. That is what I took it. Of course, you have to cross that awareness of your body, mind, ego. That is what mujhe laga. But you have to be in that true awareness, which is your real state of being. So mujhe laga what you're trying to say through this line is, through your sense organs, through your buddhi and all that, you will not get the state of awareness. You have to transcend all this to reach that awareness.
You're going to the highest level. What you're trying to go, you're going. I'm not going so high. I'm taking you back to a simple level. What Sri answered, I'm just taking to that level. See what Krishna is like this. Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Which means normally we are not aware. Normally we are in the mind state. The moment we are in the mind state, we are not aware that we can be aware. If we are, it is only when we are aware of our awareness. When you are aware, for example, you are you are conscious about your consciousness. Is it possible to be in consciousness without being conscious of your consciousness? Is it possible to be conscious? Is it possible to be conscious of consciousness without being conscious that you are conscious? Which means what we are trying to say today in a very simple way, either we can be in mind state. The moment we are in mind state, then we are not aware. And we are not aware. How can we be aware that we are aware? It's a little tricky question, but very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I'm not taking to that anubhuti level. That level, what you're saying, Krishna, that level, you reach that level of awareness, then you're locked. You become locked in consciousness. You lock the mind, you block the mind. Then there's no question of the mind coming in the picture.
So your question, you're saying, is it possible to be aware without any awareness?
No, without being aware that you are aware. The question, read them if you have the picture in front of you. Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Is it possible to be
मुझे
aware?
लगा ऐसे ही हो सकता है ना.
कैसे?
I don't know.
कैसे ऐसा ही कैसे होगा? So this is very beautiful. This is a very beautiful tongue twister. Betty bought a bit of butter. The bit of butter was very bitter. So Betty bought another bit of better butter to make the bitter butter better.
नहीं ऐसे टंग ट्विस्टर तो नहीं है ना ये.
Yeah, ये बहुत simple है. ये only इतना है. And this is an enlightening tongue twister. Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? So let me ask you a question.
It is only possible like that.
So is it the other way around? Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? It's not possible.
Yeah,
the answer is not
it is
possible.
only possible like that.
Why it's only possible is what we are trying to get. We are only, the reason is this. For example, suppose if I'm not aware. If I'm not aware, how can I be aware that I'm not aware? Okay, let me ask you another question. Simple question. Can you be aware that you are not aware?
That's also not possible.
Why is not possible? Now let's get to that. First, we'll break it into two pieces. Can you be aware that you're not aware? You said not possible. Tell me why.
That is not possible because we are clouded by ignorance.
Exactly.
The
Beautiful.
other thing is also not possible because
Correct.
when you, other thing is also not possible, sir, because what you're, that awareness is also not possible. If you are aware that, yeah, I became aware, then also that's also not possible.
No, it's very interesting. What you're saying is right, but I like the idea that you broke it up into a very simple thing. Can you be aware? Can you be aware that you are not aware? You cannot be.
You cannot
Because you are, the moment you are not aware, how can you be aware that you are not aware? Because when you are not aware, you can't have awareness. So this is one step. Is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? So this is an extension of that question. But very nice. You broke it up into a very easy thing. Let us ask. Huh?
Second
Yeah.
level also, I don't agree.
Yeah.
Second level also cannot be. If you are aware that, yeah, I am aware, then you are again in your body, mind, ego only.
Correct. Because if you are not aware, then you will not, when you are not aware, it will not allow you to be aware that you're not aware. If you are in mind
Confused.
state, if you are in
Okay, so it's okay, I'll wait. अभी totally confused हो गया.
आज का दिन उसका है. आज का दिन थोड़ा मिल्क शेक का दिन है. थोड़ा शेक. तो आत्मानंद, let me see whether you are also in which mode you are. Atmanand, Siba, Bliko, Meenakshi, Ramanand, and Minier, Mohanpur. Let me see. Today's little fun day. Today's like today is a maja ka din. Okay, so come on, let us see. Atmanand.
Shivam.
Shiva.
Yeah, so when we say we are not aware, that means we are in the mind state, right? So in the mind state, how can we be aware?
Good.
So
Good.
I think I agree with what Siri said, right? So basically, only in consciousness you can be aware. So that's how I understand it.
No, is it complicated or is it simple?
No, it is simple. So I'm just thinking that
Explain in simple words why is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware? Possible? Not possible.
not possible.
Not possible. Why?
Because we are telling that we are not aware. We are not aware means I'm in mind state. So in mind state, how can I be, aware, or how can I be out of ignorance? That's how I understood it.
So it's very interesting. What I'm trying to get to you all today, what I'm trying to communicate with you today, if you are not aware, how can you be aware of that non-awareness?
So it's like saying
This is
I
what
don't
Krishna
know
helped me.
what.
Krishna created this one more very nice thing what Krishna created. If you are in mind state, how can you be aware that you're in mind state? You can't be aware that you're in mind state. Now you become aware. The moment you become aware you're in mind state, what does it mean? Atmanand, answer my question, Atmanand.
You're not.
The moment
you become aware, you're not in mind state.
Ah, beautiful. Now you're coming to awareness. It's a very interesting thing. Please pay attention. I don't know where this damn thing came. First of all, I don't know where it comes. SIP sent something to me. Damn interesting. So now you are not aware and you become aware that you are not aware. Siri, you're paying attention, Siri? Now you become aware that you're not aware. The moment you become aware that you're not aware, that means you are no more not aware. You are now become aware. चिदानंद समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं चिदानंद? सिबा आप बोलेंगे, सिबा आप बोलेंगे आपका आपका सर चकरा रहा है. सर जो मेरा चकराए या दिल डूबा जाए, आजा प्यारे साथ हमारे, काहे घबराए काहे. तेल मालिश बोलो.
गुरुजी चक्कर तो आ रहा है, आप इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड करके बोल रहे हैं, पर सिंपल लाइन में बोलती हूँ.
हमेशा आपको इजी मुंह में मिठाई खिलाएंगे क्या एवरीडे? कभी कभी आपको भी थोड़ा टेस्ट देना है ना. हाँ वीरेश जी, समझ में आ रहा है आपको क्या बोल रहे हैं आज? चलो हाँ बोलो.
When you are in the mind state, it is not possible. But by making AiR Force, SSS.
अरे क्या तुम इतना सिक्सर मार दिया? कहाँ से तुम लेके आए आंसर?
सुना ना गुरुजी, AiR Force, SSS, Air Marshal Fly. You can, if you make the practice of this mantra, उठते बैठते खाते पीते सोते जागते, then it is possible. गुरुजी,
आपने क्या खाया आज? खाने के लिए क्या खाया आज आप?
गुरुजी, I am into consciousness now.
अरे बढ़िया मैन, I am proud of you. मैंने तो बोला तेल मालिश का गाना मैंने आपके लिए तो तेल मालिश गाया. मैं बोला आपके लिए, आप कैसे आंसर करेगा ये क्वेश्चन आज? गुरुजी,
but it is right.
100% right.
Guruji, I'll tell that. I'll elaborate it, Guruji.
Elaborate करो without deviating.
हाँ देखो.
बोलो.
AiR Force मतलब aware, aware. F मतलब flip from positive, from negative to positive. Then SSS means still the mind, separate the mind.
नहीं ये stop इसका सब जरूरत नहीं है.
अच्छा,
See,
ठीक.
today आज का question ये है, can you be aware
Yes.
that you are aware? क्या है question? Is it possible to be aware
हाँ.
that you are aware that I only without being aware that you are aware? हमने
गुरुजी,
क्या बोला आज?
if you make the practice of this mantra, उठते बैठते खाते पीते सोते जागते.
नहीं. Oh, you only need the first bit of it. आपका first इसका पहला step है AF, Air Force. If how to be aware that you are not aware. You cannot be aware that you are not aware. The moment you become aware that you are not aware, that means you became aware.
Yeah,
You are no more not aware. तो आपने बहुत अच्छा बात किया. Let me ask Bliko sir, बोलो कि आपको क्या बोलना है Bliko? It's a very, very high level discussion today. I hope you are getting it. Yes, Bliko.
Shivoham, love you all.
Bolo sir.
So this is just a simple thing. The answer is no, because it is like a flipping the coin. If the coin is upside mind state, then you will never be aware that you are in mind state. Unless you flip the coin and you are in consciousness, you are aware that, oh, you were not aware at that time and you are in the mind state. Now I am aware, because once I'm coming into consciousness, I'll be aware that I was not aware at this period of time and I was unhappy. Because of this reason, I was unhappy, because I am not in the aware position. We are in mind state. Once I got in consciousness, and you know what I think is 99% of people in the world, they think that they are aware without being aware of
That
that.
they are not
They are
aware.
not aware.
Many people who are aware, many people who are not aware that they are aware think that they are aware when actually they are not aware.
Not aware. Correct. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it is one tongue twisting, but it is true that most of the people think that they are aware.
Yeah. When you think you are aware, when you are not aware,
Not
then
aware,
it
correct.
only means you are not. It only means that you are not aware that you are not aware.
Not aware. Correct. You are in mind state, basically. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
good. Let us ask.
It's very nice.
Thank you, मीनाक्षी रामना मिनिया. देखते हैं किसको आज कौन हमारे को एडवांस लेके जाता है. This is a very beautiful discussion today. This discussion is basically about awareness and not awareness. This discussion is about mind and consciousness. This discussion is about how aware you are. So come on, Meenakshi, did you get the point, Meenakshi, or you have some other question?
Okay. Shivam, sir.
Shiva.
Sir, first step to eliminate the mind, as you told us, is the be aware. The first step. And second is flip to consciousness. And in consciousness, we become aware. So first step is be aware. Be aware that I am in the mind state. Or be
Beautiful.
aware.
Beautiful. I am proud of you, Meenakshi. See, what is Meenakshi saying? Meenakshi is saying, first become aware that you are not aware. First become aware that you are not aware. When you become aware that you are not aware, then you can flip from being not aware to being aware.
Yeah, to consciousness. Yeah.
But you will not flip from being not aware to being aware unless you become aware that you are not aware. Which means that as long as you're in the mind state, you will grind to death. You will always be in mind, unless you mind your mind. Unless you mind your mind, when you start to mind your mind, then only you will become aware that you are in the mind state. It is a beautiful, a very, very, I did not know this is a critical discussion. Sorry, I mean, thank you, Siri, for bringing some sense into the beginning of the discussion, because, oh my God, 99% of the people in this world are not aware that they are not aware. Most people are not aware that they are not aware. And because they are not aware that they are not aware, they remain unaware of their unawareness. And as long as you remain unaware that you are unaware, it is just like saying ignorance is bliss. So you are ignorant and you are blissfully ignorant that you are ignorant. Kab jagenge? When will we become aware? When will we reach that state of consciousness? When we become conscious that we are not conscious. When we become conscious that we are not conscious, then we can move from being non-conscious into being conscious. And only when we move from being not conscious into conscious, then we can lock ourselves in consciousness. So today, I don't know how many of you are getting it. Ramana, I'm sorry for those who's going above your head today, but today's session is like that. Today is Thursday. Ramana and Mini Air. Ramananda.
Pranam, Gurudev.
Pranam, sir.
See, today by coincidence, what I wanted to ask a question also relates to the question that you have posed to the group.
Okay.
Actually, there is a feeling that this reality is a consciousness is the only reality. It is omnipresent and experiential. See, whatever we are doing, we know that I am eating food, that I know about the food, I know about the taste. Whatever activities I am doing, I am all the time conscious. So
Correct.
that consciousness is there all the time. I wanted to ask you one question. When, see, it is generally assumed that when we are in the conscious state, that intelligence has a play. But when the intelligence has its play, how this mind, see, dominates this intelligence and overpowers it. That I wanted to ask you.
No, when the intelligence comes into sight, the mind disappears. It's just like telling how does day behave when night comes? Can you tell me how does day behave when night comes?
Yeah.
Day
See,
cannot
that is the
behave when
way
night comes, because when night comes, day goes. And when day comes, night goes. The moment you are in mind state, there cannot be intellect. The moment that intellect comes, mind is not there, mind is gone.
No. See, is it something like a Maya? That you get
No,
the feeling
it
that
is not. It is when you were a child. Did you play seesaw?
Yes.
When you are seesaw, if you are on the ground, can you be on the top?
Yes.
When you're on the
No,
top,
no,
can you be on the
no,
ground?
no,
You are
no.
getting my point, Ramanand. You're understanding what
Yes,
I'm
yes,
saying?
yes. Yes, sir.
Seesaw means either you are like this or you are like this.
Okay.
So the moment you are in the mind state, there's no intelligence, no intellect. The moment you are in intelligence, there's no. So the moment you are aware, you cannot be not aware. The moment you are not aware, you cannot be aware. You cannot be aware that you are not aware. You cannot be aware that you are not aware, and you cannot be not aware that you are not aware. Because the moment you are not aware, how can you be aware that you are not aware? Getting or not getting?
But yes, sir. Getting. But I want to ask you, is it correct that we are all the time in the conscious state only?
No, we are not. The problem is we are not. Of course, we have got consciousness, we have got soul consciousness, we are alive, we are breathing. But sometimes you forget what when you are breathing. For example, when you are watching the TV, you forget what you are doing with you are doing just 1 minute back with your hands. Your attention goes from here to there, from there to here. Sometimes we do what is called multitasking. But even in multitasking, you are not able to be conscious of both the tasks. One is the conscious task, one is the subconscious task.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Mini. Today, I'm sorry. Today's discussion, I'm sorry, it's not an ordinary discussion. It is a little. But I don't know. Ashwin, are you getting what I'm saying, Ashwin, or is it going over your head? Mini Air. Very interesting discussion. Everybody who is confused may say you're confused, and those who want to confuse others also please talk. Yes, Mini Air.
Sir, I will explain with one situation.
Yes.
So we all are in AiR Zoom Gurukul, and the disciples are listening to you. And suddenly a cobra comes in. I'm just not virtual, but a real situation, and people jumps over it. So that is the condition when you are aware. You are in awareness, and you are not aware that situation happens, and the action that you do is with conscious mind. That awareness that you try to free yourself from the situation.
Therefore, what are you saying?
Therefore, I'm saying that awareness was not there, right? You try to save yourself. Where does that come that you have to jump off?
I am understanding, but how is the connection to the analogy of what we are talking today?
This analogy is that only that awareness is there in conscious mind,
but we maybe in mind state or consciousness state, when the situation comes, the action that you do is in the awareness state because you want to save your life. So that consciousness comes into picture. Awareness comes to be picture which you were not aware of. The situation you were not aware of, and you save yourself because of that awareness which existed.
Okay, so you became aware of what you were not aware.
Aware, yes.
See, but what we are trying today, we are trying to learn something. What are we trying to learn today? Tell me, what are we trying to learn today?
We are trying to learn that is it possible to be aware without being aware? So yes, so it was possible to be aware.
No.
In this example.
No. You are just talking of a hypothetical example by going.
But this can be a real situation in the life also, where you are not aware, but you use your awareness to protect yourself or anything. You can
protection.
resolve.
You are protecting is okay. Protecting yourself. This is a very important.
But it has to be related to the action.
Mini, we are not talking about action today. Please pay attention. Very important for you to realize what we are saying today. Can you be aware that you are in a mind state?
Yeah.
Very good. Then what happens?
Then you come back to the conscious state when you know that you are in mind state and you are in certain situation.
When do you come back to consciousness?
Right away, or it depends on the situation?
No, doesn't depend. Right away. The moment you become aware that you're in the mind state, you are no more in the mind state.
Yeah.
This is what we are talking today. Today we are trying to learn the simple thing, how to move from out of mind state. To move out of mind state, you should become aware that you are not aware. And the moment you become aware that you are not aware, you become aware. Then you are no more not aware. Don't go away from the subject. Very important, how to bring back awareness. Today's discussion is a method to bring back awareness. And it is about becoming aware that we are not aware. If you do not become, if you are unaware that you are not, if you remain unaware that you are not aware, then what will happen?
You will be in mind state.
That is what we are learning today.
Okay. That today, I understood. Yeah, I was trying to put it exactly.
Not understood. Today we have to take this home. Otherwise, it's a very difficult.
One more thing, can awareness is like an alternate current, no direct current, it will keep on going.
This
right?
is,
it's an
now
alternate.
you are trying, now your mind is trying to make you unaware about awareness.
Yeah.
Don't go away from it.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
see.
Yeah, got
See,
it.
it's very important. It's very important. How can we be aware if we are not aware that we are aware? How is it possible to be aware without being aware that you are not aware? No. Therefore, we have to be aware that we are aware of our awareness.
Okay.
If you are aware that you are, if you are aware of your awareness, you don't need to be aware of that you are aware of your awareness. You just need to be aware of your awareness. If you are aware of your awareness, it means you are locked in consciousness. And if you are not aware of your awareness, that means you are already slipped into mind state. Today, we are talking on a very beautiful thing of being aware of your awareness.
So you should be alert on that.
You should always be conscious of your consciousness. You must be conscious of your consciousness, because when you are conscious of your consciousness, then you are in the right. This is, I mean, it may sound like a very funny thing what we are talking, but it's so profound. So profound.
But how long it stay back? Means, you have
beautiful.
To keep on going
Wait, pay attention, pay attention. Now you are aware of your awareness. Now you are not aware. The moment you are not aware, you should become aware.
Come back.
You should become aware that you are not aware. Because if you become aware that you are not aware, then
you're in the mind.
Then you know, if you become aware that you are not aware,
so you have to come back to consciousness.
You can come back.
Yeah.
This is the practice we want to build.
Exercise you have to do. Yeah. Practice.
This is what we are trying to do today.
Okay.
Today we are trying to see, can I be aware that I'm not aware? Actually not. Because the moment I become aware that I'm not aware, straight away I'm back to awareness. This is what we talk about, the 11-step method. Become aware of the monkey mind. Become aware that you have lost consciousness. Because in reality, we have got the gift of consciousness. We have got the divine soul inside us, which is capable of us being aware that we are not aware. Of course, we can become aware that we are not aware. But the moment you become aware that you are not aware, then you become aware that you are aware.
Okay. Got it.
It is very deep. Mohan Pujar, Satish, Shiva Viresh. Yes, Mohan Pujar.
Now, Guruji, unless we become aware of that, we are not aware. How can we get into the real awareness mode?
Cannot
That
get.
is my question.
No, very
Otherwise,
good.
we get lost, in the mind game and body game.
See,
Unless,
most everybody is unaware.
right.
And when you are unaware, how do you become aware that you are
Yes.
unaware? This is
Yeah.
this is when you flip from mind to consciousness, when you
Yes.
still the mind and you kill the mind, when you pause, when you slow down the pace of thoughts, when you are able to slowly slow down. How do you see? I'm asking a question. Can you change the gear of the car without the car being in neutral?
No, not at all.
If you can,
Not
if you
possible.
you cannot change the gear. You cannot go
Yes.
from the first gear to second gear straight like that. You need to come to neutral and you need to go.
Yeah.
So you need to come to that awareness. And today we are trying to talk of this beautiful subject called awareness, of how sometimes we are aware that we are not aware. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not aware. Suppose, okay, I'm asking you, suppose we are living with fear. How do you know you are living with fear?
Yes. Absolutely right, Guruji. Yeah, unless we become aware of that, that I'm living with the fear, I will not be able to come out of the fearness.
Correct, Mohan. So
Yeah.
unless you become aware of the fear, you cannot eliminate the fear.
Yeah.
Unless you become aware of the worry, you cannot eliminate the worry.
Yes.
Suppose you're angry. Suppose you're angry. How can you stop being angry?
Yeah. Unless I become aware that I'm angry person. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm angry. Then only I will be able to reform on that. I will be able to
Correct.
come out of that angerness. Yes.
So this is what we are trying. Today we have got into a very beautiful discussion on the word awareness.
Right.
How important is the word aware? That's why in the Buddhist meditation it's called mindfulness. Mindfulness, we call it consciousness, we call it awareness. Today in Hindi, I was giving All India Radio. I told them it's called Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi Bhav means you become a witness consciousness.
Yeah.
How do you reach that state of witness consciousness? Thank you, Satish. Thank you, Satish and Siva. Satish?
Thank you. Yes,
Yes,
thank you
Satish.
very much. I think it's a really profound question. And the answer is absolute yes, because the awareness is the very true nature of our consciousness. It's always present without us needing to reflect on its own existence. It's always there. But the fundamental question for us is that usually our awareness is directed outward, focusing on some objects or some individuals or our own emotions and our own body and experiences. So we are aware of the world, but those awareness, that in those cases we are aware of feelings and thoughts and all that. That's in the realm of mind and body intellect. It's a ahankar. But it's like when we are dreaming, if we can realize that we are actually dreaming, and in that instance let the dream continue as a dream, then we know that we are absolutely in that awareness state. So just to summarize, because it's the basic, it is our nature, which we call consciousness, and the answer is absolutely yes.
What is the answer? What yes?
This is yes. It is possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware.
How?
It's like saying, is the sugar sweet? I mean, sugar and the sweetness is one and the same.
But wait, 1 minute. I'm going
Yes,
to ask you
please.
because you also told one more very dramatic statement.
Please.
Can you can you know that you are dreaming?
Yes.
No, you can't.
I mean, that's the one experiment
Satish,
that I
Satish,
did. Yeah.
my dear
Yeah.
Satish, the moment you know you're dreaming, you're no more dreaming.
Yes, yes. See, this is the experiment that I did. Is when I was dreaming, that awareness kicked in and then showed that it is dreaming,
My
and
dear
let the
Satish,
dream continue.
my dear Satish, please pay attention and tell me whether it's right or wrong, my dear Satish. You
Please.
were dreaming.
Yes.
Now you became aware that you're dreaming.
Yes.
The moment you became aware, you are no more dreaming.
No,
Because
it's not. Yeah.
awareness
Yeah.
and dreaming cannot go on at the same time.
Yeah. Like, let me just explain. Like, think of like, we are witnessing this meeting right now. We are aware of all the activities that are happening. It can happen. It can continue to happen, and we can be aware of this. Just because we are aware, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. It's all happening because
That's
it's
fine.
a dream. Right now, we are in a
No,
dream. Actually,
no,
like
you're
air is talking.
using dream in a different. You're using dream in a different interpretation. See, you are saying, is it possible to be aware without being
Yes.
aware that you are aware? Yes. How is it possible? Explain to me how.
Yes, sir. Because that consciousness, its very nature itself is awareness. It's not
We are not talking.
consciousness and
No,
awareness is different.
no, we are not talking about the nature of consciousness, and you are relating to the consciousness of us being alive. No, the
No.
moment, Satish,
Yeah.
the moment. Let me turn the question.
Please.
If we are not aware, that we are aware, is it possible that we are not aware that we are aware?
And in that stage, we are aware of some objects because awareness is of ever persistent, sir. Just like silence is
Yeah.
ever existence. Only the sounds come and goes.
Come
Just
on, Satish.
because we are not aware of the silence.
Let's not be philosophical here. No, the moment
No,
you are
it's
saying
practical.
silence, you are saying silence is ever existent. The moment noise comes, where is the silence?
It is there. It is in the substratum.
Ah.
On the silence, the
We are
noise
not
gets
talking of.
absorbed.
You are right. No, you are right if you're talking about the substratum. That's not what we are talking here. We are not talking of substratum. What you are saying is right, 100% correct. But that is beyond the realm of this question. The question today is about being aware of our awareness. Is it
Yes,
possible?
sir.
And let me ask you, we reduce this question.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to be aware that you are not aware?
Is it possible to be aware when that I'm not aware? I mean, awareness is always there, sir, because
No,
see, now let's say I'm watching a movie, for example. So I'm engrossed in a movie. So at that time, the awareness is completely on the movie. Now, when you ask me the question, Satish, last 10 minutes, were you in awareness or were you in the watching the movie? The awareness was watching the movie. So awareness was always there. In that 10 minutes, I was very much involved in what that whether it's an emotional scene or something, I became emotional by watching that emotion. But the awareness was always there. Yes.
Okay, your point is right the way you're saying it, but it's not helping in moving from mind to consciousness. So I'm going to give it a pass. Okay, Satish, with your permission.
Okay.
Siva,
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
Siva. After Siva, we have Viresh.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji.
Shivam.
Yes, the awareness, the person who talked now is the awareness in the material world, that I am aware of this, aware of this. But here we are talking about mind and consciousness, that awareness. When you are in mind state, for a minute, we don't understand that we are not aware that we are in awareness. If only we know that, we will definitely flip to consciousness. Only when things go wrong, then I think, oh, I was not aware because
Correct.
I was in mind state.
Correct.
So that is the awareness I think we are talking here.
Good. So when did you become aware? When do you become aware that you were not aware?
When you make a mistake, you're sure to know that it was your mind that has played the trick. You were not in consciousness and the intellect has not activated. So
Very
you
good.
should always flip to. You should
Very
always
good.
be consciousness and
No, very good. You're bringing out a very nice point. I don't know if you want to tell anything more, but you're saying how sometimes we become aware that we were not aware.
We were not aware. Yes.
Correct? This is what you're trying to say, no, Shiva?
Yes.
So,
yes.
when we become aware now, then we realize that at that time we were not aware.
We were not aware.
But now we are aware that we were not aware.
Yes.
And because we have become aware now we are aware. It's not possible to be aware that we are not aware. The moment we are not aware, how can we be aware that we are not aware? Because when we are not aware, it robs us of awareness. Right, Shiva, you're clear about it, right?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. I see Girish also coming. Good, Girish, let us have your thought, but after Viresh. Viresh, Chaitanya, Atmadeep, Rutanu, Blikko, and Minakshi, and then Girish. Yes, please.
हाँ, प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
प्रणाम। क्या समझे आप?
प्रणाम। हाँ हाँ प्रभु जी, अगर हम किसी रास्ते में जा रहे हैं और जैसे ही हमको ये एहसास होता है कि हम रास्ता भूल गए, इसका मतलब फिर हमने सही रास्ता पकड़ लिया, है ना। इसको अपनी शब्दों में ये कह सकते हैं कि इफ वी आर अनअवेयर एंड देन रियलाइज दैट वी आर अनअवेयर, है ना, देन वी विल ऑटोमेटिकली बिकम अवेयर। साइमल्टेनियसली अवेयर और अनअवेयर नहीं हो सकते, है ना, एक ही टाइम में नहीं हो सकते, है ना, कि हम अनअवेयर भी हो और अवेयर भी हो। जैसे ही अवेयर होंगे तो इतना मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि अनअवेयर थे उस समय, इस समय नहीं है, तो ये रास्ते में जा रहे हैं, जैसे रास्ते का एहसास हुआ कि हम गलत रास्ते पर जा रहे हैं, इसका मतलब हम जो है अवेयर हो गए, उस समय अनअवेयर थे, गलत जा रहे थे, है ना। बाकी तो प्रभु आप बताएंगे।
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा कहा आपने बहुत अच्छा कहा, सिंपल आपने कहा। अगर हमें जब हम अनअवेयर थे, तो हम अनअवेयर थे कि हम अनअवेयर थे। लेकिन एक बार जब हमें अवेयरनेस आ गई कि हम रास्ता गलत रास्ते में जा रहे थे, तो तभी हम कैसे हम अनअवेयर होते, तभी हमें ज्ञान आ गया। यही तो
अब तो यही है, मतलब इग्नोरेंस चला गया, अभी मालूम हो गया हम अवेयर, उस समय अनअवेयर थे, ये एहसास हो गया अच्छी तरीके से, है ना। और जैसे जैसे हमने देखा है कि जो लोग भी थोड़ा प्रयास करते हैं, हमने देखा 3-4 सेकंड के अंदर एहसास हो जाता है कि हम गलत रास्ते पे हैं, अनअवेयर है या माइंड स्टेट में है। थोड़ा 2-3 सेकंड।
आपने एक स्टोरी शायद नहीं सुना ना, आपने स्टोरी सुना, एक आदमी भागते भागते आता है, अपने बीवी को बोलता है सांप है, सांप है, सांप है, जल्दी दरवाजा खोलो, सांप है। तो बीवी क्या करती है, बीवी दरवाजा खोलती है और उसको बोलती है, पागल तू, सारा पागल, सांप नहीं है। वो टॉर्च लेती है, टॉर्च लेके डालती है और दिखाती है, ये तो सांप नहीं, ये तो रस्सी है। तो आदमी बोलता है, हाँ बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही, ये तो रस्सी है। लेकिन बीवी से पूछता है, सांप कहाँ गया?
रस्सी है। हाँ।
वो बीवी को पूछते, वो सांप कहाँ गया?
तो सांप कहीं था ही नहीं।
हाँ, लेकिन वो
तो कहीं था ही नहीं।
हाँ, वो he was unaware कि वो, लेकिन अभी भी अनअवेयर है, अभी भी पूछ रहा है कि सांप
अभी भी होश में नहीं है, वो वही सोच रहा है कि सांप था और कहीं गायब हो गया। नहीं ठीक है।
तो यही हमें दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डू। थैंक यू वीरेश जी। चैतन्य, आत्मदीप, Chaitanya, you're following Chaitanya, or is it going too heavy for you today?
No. After a long day at work, it's a tongue twister, but it is interesting. I know what you're saying. What
did you know?
So, I mean, maybe years back, I was actually reading something called as Choiceless Awareness by J.D. Krishnamurti. Today, what you're saying is precisely that. For instance, a lot of people can go with let's say I got an angry on someone, right? I can be unaware about that angry, and I can get grudge, and I can use the cuss words, I can hit the wall, and that I can do a lot of reactions of unawareness, which is what everyone is doing. I also have a choice of being aware, stepping back, 3 feet back, and looking at me, that part of anger. I can choicelessly see that, as you said, no, Sakshi Bhava. So there are two things I have choice. God given me free will of being unaware and being in the loop of unawareness. And That's what we did for entire life until people like you or Jiddu. What they're saying is you also have a choice of going back and see this the state of unawareness. I think once you see that unawareness, definitely mind will or the awareness will completely come. As you rightly said, it can be either unawareness or awareness. It can't be both. Even a small, even at complete darkness, people can lecture about light, but a small light is enough to get rid of the darkness. So that much awareness is enough to get rid of so I got your point. Maybe I may not articulate it properly, but it's
No,
a
no.
choiceless
So
awareness.
therefore, it's important for us to understand that we cannot be unaware of awareness.
Mm.
The moment that awareness, that means we will be aware of that awareness.
Correct.
The moment and you cannot be aware of being unaware. So this is what, and for a person like you, a little bit new, the moment you pay attention to consciousness, the moment you're still and you are paying attention to that power of observation, that power of meditation, that's what meditation will do. What does meditation do? It slows down the pace of the thoughts. We become still.
Correct.
We go
Correct.
to mindfulness, and in that state of mindfulness, there's awareness. We become
Yes.
aware of our awareness. Then we are able to move on. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
participating.
Yes, sir.
Atmadeep,
Yes, sir.
Atmadeep
Thanks.
Rutanu. Thank you. Chaitanya, Atmadeep,
Salam Guruji.
बोलिए जी.
Sir, firstly, thank you so much, and I'm so sorry I was unable to join last 2 days because of some project deadlines.
Yes.
Firstly, thank you for that clinginess वाला जो आपने मुझे solution बताया था. That correlation worked really well. And then coming to this today's puzzle, I think there are three things. The way people are making it like trying to comprehend in a way of survival instinct of humans, like shocking of cobra and everything. Then coming back to the surroundings through using the physical objects in life, be it driving something or going somewhere. Then self awareness, the basic aspect of this question. So I think as the way we were discussing everything about our own consciousness from past 7 or 8 classes, I think I can summarize it in simple way that the answer of the very question is no, because until or unless you are not aware, then it is not possible. So answer is clear cut no. But once you are flip from that mind state, then it become yes. So it's just that simple. But it is a great puzzle.
Because as long as you are not aware, what you said, is it possible to be aware without being aware that you're aware? No, it's not possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware, because the moment you are in the mind state, then that awareness is very difficult. The moment you become aware that you are not aware, then you are become aware that you are aware. So it's a very deep subject. Thank you, Atmadeep. I'm happy that you understood it. And I don't want to miss Girish's answer. Can I make a special request for Girish to give your views before Rutanu? With your permission, I'm going to go to Girish and then coming back to you. Girish Anand, yes, sir.
Better be aware always. When attack will happen, हमला होगा, हमला.
If you are not aware, then you will be finished.
Yes.
Okay. How
procedure is over.
Can't hear you, Girish. You would like
After
to
2
switch
days.
Can't hear you, Girish. You'd like to go to audio?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can
Tell
you-
me, Girish. No. Switch off your video. Switch off your video. Maybe it will work. Switch off your video. Now talk.
I switched it off. Can you
Yeah,
hear
now,
me?
yeah, I can
Can
hear.
you hear
Please.
to me?
Yes, can hear.
Yes, one minimal invasion procedure is over.
Yeah.
And she is recovering. After 2 days, one more procedure is to be done.
Okay.
Now today, draining of that extra fluid from the lungs is over.
Okay.
After 2 days, it has to be sealed.
Okay.
She is better now.
Okay. Please give her our best wishes. Girish,
Yes.
Parvati Amma wasn't well, and all our good wishes for Parvati Amma. Thank you, Girish, for the quick answer. Thank you, Rutanu. Take care, Girish. Rutanu, and then we have got few quick comments. Yes,
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, we have to be aware that we are not in consciousness, then only we can come in consciousness.
Beautiful. This is such a
So,
simple understanding. Very nice. Continue. Bolo.
by killing the mind again and again.
See, so Rutanu, what you're saying, the moment we are not aware that we are in the mind state, we will continue to be in the mind state.
Yes, Guruji.
But the moment you become aware, therefore, what Satish was trying to say, we all have eternal consciousness. We have eternal consciousness, but that eternal consciousness, unfortunately, is captured by the mind. When the eternal consciousness is commanded, is kind of bulldozed, kidnapped by the mind becomes the master. The mind is riding the horse. Somebody asked the man, "Where are you going?" He told, "Mujhe pata nahi." Ask the घोड़े से पूछो. Ask the horse. Then the horse becomes the boss. But the moment we are aware that we are not aware, which means the moment we are aware that we are in mind state, immediately we can flip to consciousness. And when you flip to consciousness, then you will become aware that you are not aware, and now you are aware of your awareness. And if you're aware of your awareness, or you're conscious about your consciousness, then you become a master.
We have to be aware all the time.
Yeah.
And
Thank
Guruji,
you.
one more thing I wanted to ask you. What is chat room in Instagram happiness secret?
Chat room and Instagram is, I'm trying to invite, for example, today we were trying to invite Eru, Atma and Ruchika. We were trying to invite her, लेकिन वो मुहूर्त नहीं बन रहा था. So we are going to have, so suppose tomorrow some of you want to come into a chat room and talk to me 11 minutes on a subject. So I will invite you when you are ready to spend some 10 minutes with me on Instagram. So it becomes from a monologue, it becomes a dialogue. We are trying to create the chat room.
And Guruji, I wanted to ask, how is your father now?
He is good. Thank you. He all is good. Under the grace of the divine. Okay. Quick comments now before we close. Thank you. We have Meenakshi, Maitli, Mohan, and Chidanand. Quickly. Yes, please. Because
No, sir,
8:55 administrator will put all hands down. Yes.
I just wanted to say that the subject is like easily understandable by me. Why with God's grace and your grace. But my husband, he just quitted the call. He just quit the call. He समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि what is happening. मैं सुनाई दे रहा सिर्फ.
Umang went crazy with
Yeah.
the call today.
Yeah, he cut the call. मैंने बोला वापस आओ call पे. So I just want one example from your side. I have one in my mind which I'll tell to you. But if one example over this subject.
The example you can be many. Very point. What did we say? We cannot, what the subject is, it's possible to be aware without being aware that you are aware. So if the point is, if we have to be in consciousness, we have to be conscious of our consciousness. This is the example. बहुत simple बात है. You have to be conscious of your consciousness. You will not be conscious that you're in the mind state, because the moment you're conscious of the mind state, you will eliminate the mind. So this is what is the learning today. Or you can't be unaware that you are unaware. No. Just like Viresh told very beautifully. Viresh said, if you're in the wrong path, you are in the wrong path, you're a wrong path. You cannot become aware that you're in the wrong path. The moment you become aware that you're in the wrong path, you're not mad to continue going in the wrong path. Then you will turn and you will come to the right path. So that's a good example for you, Viresh.
Yeah, until you don't know you are on the wrong path, you cannot go to the right path.
But the moment you know you're in the wrong path,
then you'll turn to
you
right
ought
path.
to, common sense, you will turn.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Maitli and Chidanand. We have to close in a couple of minutes. Maitli quickly and then Chidanand. Maitli, I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, bolo.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sir, I would like to just conclude in this that the moment we get to know that we are in an unaware state, that is the moment we start thinking. That is the moment we start becoming aware. And
Perfect.
yes, sir. And the right alignment of your mind and your consciousness, that is the start of your state of awareness.
Correct. So very
Yes.
right. You captured. I'm happy you've captured. See, this is
Yes.
today's session is to help us into going from that state of being unaware to being aware. And therefore, it's a little tricky question, but I'm very happy for those who have been able to understand. It's a very beautiful session. I don't know where it came from, I told you, but I just accept everything with the prasadam. Thank you, Maitri. Chidanand, quick comment and then
Thank you, sir.
meditation. We will do awareness meditation for 2 minutes. Chidanand.
Shivam Guruji, I
Shivam.
think it is only when you come in contact with the Guru, he tells you that awareness is your basic nature. Till that time, everybody, 99% of the people think in the mind state only because of ignorance. Just only when you understand that consciousness is your basic nature, then that awareness and non-awareness can be identified.
But do you also believe that how Satish told that we cannot lose consciousness to mind state or mind overtakes consciousness?
That is when person doesn't understand, know only that he is consciousness per se. See, moment he understands his consciousness per se, then as soon as he is aware, his mind state goes. And when he's not aware, he's always in the mind state.
Thank
So
you, Chidanand.
you cannot have the other way around.
Okay.
Once you are
Thank you.
aware, means you are no longer in mind state.
Thank you. Let us spend 2 minutes in meditation. Dear Lord, the sun is shining. The sun is shining and the sky is bright and blue. But suddenly we see that there is no sunshine. There is no blue sky. We lose sight, but we are aware. We are aware that the clouds have come and the clouds have blocked the beautiful sunshine and the beautiful blue sky. If we lose awareness that there is the sky behind the clouds and the sunshine, we will perceive that the sun and the sky has disappeared forever. Our awareness does not go anywhere. Our consciousness does not go anywhere. We are always having consciousness, awareness. But the moment the mind becomes our boss, it steals our consciousness. It steals our awareness. And therefore, today's discussion was a tongue twister. We have to always be aware of our awareness. And the moment we are aware of our awareness, then we will remain aware. But the moment we let go of awareness, if we stop being conscious of our consciousness, then the mind can take over. If the mind takes over, we will not even know. We will not even know that we have lost control of our awareness because we'll be unaware that we are unaware. Therefore, we should always be aware. We should always be in a state of consciousness. We must always, all the time, we must be rooted in Chitta. Chitta means consciousness. And the one who is rooted in Sattva Chitta experiences Sattva Chitta Ananda. The Sattva Chitta Ananda means eternal happiness in truth consciousness. What steals our eternal happiness? The mind. It comes, it robs our awareness. It replaces consciousness with toxic thoughts. And then we are gone. Therefore, today's session is for us to always be aware of our awareness. And the moment we are aware that we are unaware, It's time to flip from mind to consciousness. It's time to lock back in consciousness, activate the intellect, and be in a state of Satchidananda. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Be aware that thou art that. Be aware that you are God. Be aware that you are a manifestation of the divine. For if you lose awareness that you are that eternal consciousness, you will slip and you will fall and you will suffer. So lock yourself in awareness. Lock yourself in consciousness. With folded hands, I bow down to you.